All right, let's get after it today. Today, we're gonna cover your real estate business plan. That's right, your real estate business plan. The part all of you think you need. The part all of you believe is all you need for your profits. Well, hate to be the one, the bearer of bad news. However, if you haven't watched the last couple episodes, then you need to stop this video and go back, because if you don't have your mindset right, video 1 in this series, and you haven't figured out how to even manage your time from that power and perspective that you're getting, then when I give you the plan to your profits, you're not even going to produce them because you're not going to do the things that you need to do. So go back and watch those videos. Quick recap, we covered your mindset starting with a Fit for War protocol so that you can dial in your power and perspective. So you'll have the energy and capacity to do the shit that I'm going to tell you. You'll have the right perspective, the mindset, the framework in order to approach going after those things. I even gave you a framework for managing your time so that you can go into production. Now we're going to start to lay out that map, that plan that you can follow that ultimately leads to the profits, whatever level of profits you want. So let's just jump right into it today. Today will probably be very short because after this, I'm going to start doing the series of unpacking each one of these things at a much deeper level. So for today, I just want to give you a quick overview of the entire blueprint, right? And so you're going to catch me looking down at my notes here and there. I want to make sure that I don't miss anything, but I also want to make sure that I don't over-explain anything for today, because if I do, then I'm going to be putting the cart before the horse, as they speak. And I want to make sure that you have the right framework and you've taken the time to go get your mindset right. Video 1. Figure out how to manage that time frame with the right mindset, power, and perspective so that you will produce the results you're after, the fruit that you're truly after, profits in all areas of your life, and including and not limited to the cash that you're going to put in your bank account. So, what is the real estate blueprint? It's really simple. Now, I'm going to say that again. It's really simple. That does not mean it's easy. It will take a lot of work. Either yours or someone else's. It will take a lot of dedicated time. If you're looking for the answer that is, click this button, and I've got magical software where you can click buttons, but guess what? It will not put fucking money in your bank account. Yes, that's exactly what I said. If you think that is what you're going to find, you won't. And anyone who's telling you that you believe, they're lying to you. Because that is not a reality. There is no such thing. Every piece of that takes work. Yes, we can automate things, which is part of the blueprint. We can speed things up and we can make it a more efficient process. But at the end of the day, if you aren't willing to do the work, you will not get the result. That's simple. I don't care what anyone else tells you, that's the reality. And from experience in hundreds and hundreds of doors that I've personally flipped, none of them got done by clicking a button. They got automated, they got faster, I made money easier, but nonetheless, there was still work to do. You can leverage your time, you can get other people to do the work, nonetheless, there's still work to do. All right, so let's dive into this blueprint so we can knock this out for today. So first and foremost, you've got to create an easy, systemized process for pre-screening. So pre-screening sellers, pre-screening buyers, pre-screening lenders. You have to have a way that pre-screens all of this stuff for you so that you're not spending time doing all of the work, all of the grunt work, or the mining and refining, as I like to call it, because this could take too much of your time. Now, in the beginning, you may need to do this mining and refining. Let me be very clear about that. However, I'm going to give you some very simple things when we dive into that part of how you can create a pre-screening process that doesn't take any of your time, or give you the easiest framework and way that you can do this taking the least amount of your time. Because that's where you don't want to be spending a lot of your time doing $10 an hour work. That is a waste of your time, and that's ultimately not going to lead to hundreds of thousands or millions in your bank account, depending on what you want. And you can scale this to whatever you want, level you want. The blueprint will not change. It's just a matter of what scale and what level you want to take this to. Next, you're going to have to create an efficient process for putting together offers, constructing them, and presenting those offers. So once you have a process and a framework to follow, and I'm going to give you all this, by the way, when we dive deep into every area, but you've got to create a process so that you can constantly make offers. Here's what I know to be certain, and you'll know to be true if you just think about it. You're not going to ultimately get profits in real estate if you're not making offers. Say that again. You're not going to get profits in real estate if you're ultimately not making offers. It is that simple. Next, you've got to create an automated follow-up system, or you can just use the one I've already created for everyone, but I'll break that down and I'll even tell you how you can do this on your own or how you can hire people to get it done if that's what you so choose to do. Or in this place, this is the one thing that can be done for you, completely automated from a click of a button, or no clicks of a button, depending on how great your system is you're using. But nonetheless, there has to be a follow-up process that is already automated so that it happens with or without you. So this way you can continue to generate more leads, more potential business, make more offers, the thing that's going to ultimately lead to profits. And in between that, all the people that said maybe, no, not now, call me later, I don't know if I'm interested, those people need to be followed up until they are ready, and there has to be an automated process for that. Next, you've got to create a process for getting rid of your homes quick. So you have a contract, you need to make profit as quick as possible. The shorter this time frame is, right? If it takes you 2 months, 3 months, or 4 months to turn a contract into profit, that's a long time frame. Doable is progressive, you're making money, but nonetheless, you've got to figure out how to shorten this. How can you do that in 30 days or less? How can you do that in 21 days or less? How can you do that in 14 days, 10 days, 7 days, 5 days? How short can you do it? Can you flip it in 24 hours? Right? This has to be a process to move them as quick as possible. The shorter that cycle is, the faster the money hits your bank account. And if you're anything like me or anyone else that I know, you want the money in your bank account as fast as possible. You want profits just flowing and moving to you. Next, the other thing is make sure along the way that you've created a great record-keeping system. So this is recording all of your leads. KPIs is another term you may have heard, but you need to have all this tracked and recorded. So this is starting with your lead flow and any marketing that you have going on. And we're going to dial into all these things, what you should and could be doing. Next, it's going to be what of those are actually just people who contacted you versus those people that you actually could do something with. From there, how many offers are you actually making? Appointments if you want to go and physically see the houses. And I'm going to teach you how you don't have to do that. By the way, you don't have to physically go see houses. Someone else can, and there's ways to get pictures. There's even ways to talk to the prospective homeowner into getting you the stuff that you need so that you can continue to move forward. Now, from there, how many of those are actually closing, and how much money are you putting in your bank account versus how much money are you spending on all the things that it takes to make that happen. You've got to keep records of all that, and you have to have a system in place to track and keep track of all of that so that you can look at it, and this is how you scale. If you don't know your numbers, if you don't know your key performance indicators, and you don't have any records, well, how are you going to scale it? You'll only be able to do that if you've got good records, and I'm going to show you how to do all that. Next, where do you get money from? If you have no money, or you want to buy houses and you want to flip them and you want to rehab them and you want to turn them into rentals, where do you even get the money from? Where do you get the money to run your operations if you're completely broke and you've got nothing? I'm going to dive into this in an entire section where we talk about private money and access to capital and different resources that are available to you so that you can do that. And then asset protection. Everyone thinks they got to start with this whole, got to go create my LLC, can't get into business until I've got this, that, there, that. That's all a waste of time. It's all important, by the way, and you must get these things done, but they don't need to be done to get started. To get started, you need to get out there, get moving, get a deal, get an offer, and then the rest of this stuff you can all dial in along the way. You can use your profits to pay for shoring up these things that are not that important in the beginning, and they're the things that tend to hold people back. Now, let me leave you with the 2 to 3. I'm going to add a third one, but they're really tied into the first two. 2, money producing, profit producing things that you can and should be doing in real estate at all times. That is wholesaling, whichever way you want to call it. Nonetheless, this is simply having a house under contract that you're going to buy, or you buy, wholesaling, right? Either way, and then selling the contract to a buyer who's interested in rehabbing it, keeping it, doing whatever they want to, But wholesaling or wholetailing should absolutely be a foundational piece of your business because it's massive cash flow to your business, especially as you dial in all the pieces that I gave you of the blueprint. You've dialed in the way that you're going to market. You've dialed in the way you're going to create and make offers. You've dialed in the follow-up so that nothing gets left behind. You've dialed in record keeping so you know what's making you money, where you're making money, and where you're losing money so you can tweak as you go. And then you're dialing in all your asset protection to protect you along the way. With that, wholesaling is going to be that fast-paced money flowing machine. Whether you're wholesaling or wholetailing, doesn't matter. Either one just generates cash flow into your business. Now from there, you also have what we call retailing, or this would be like your traditional fix and flips. Could also be classified as what we're calling as wholetailing, right? So wholetailing is combining wholesaling with retailing. You're buying the house, you might do a little bit of clean out just to get rid of the garbage in there to make it easier for someone else to see how they can make money off of it, and then putting it on the open market, retailing it for the highest possible purchase price. So wholesaling, wholetailing, and retailing, that's it. Whether you fix it, whether you demo it, whatever you do in between, that's getting into property management, project manager type of stuff, construction. You don't have to do that in the beginning to make money. You don't have to do that ever if you don't want to, but if that's something that interests you, it's gonna have to first start with the foundation of getting that flow happening, and that's your wholesaling, wholetailing, retailing. From there, the next thing is rentals. I personally love rentals because you want to build generational wealth. And how you do that is maintaining positive cash flow for yourself through rentals. You don't have to, that's your choice, but that's my blueprint. I wholetail and I wholesale and I retail, all for the purpose of being able to pick and choose the ones I want to keep that have the highest potential for the most profit and the most monthly cash flow to me and my family to afford the lifestyle that we have and want. So, recap. Go back through all of that. Your blueprint is very simple. Automated process for pre-screening, sellers, buyers, investors, whatever is your business model, which I'm going to break down for you and everything. Automated process for constructing and making offers once you have that lead flow coming in. Automated process for how you're going to follow up with those people until you can do a deal. Record keeping, so you're tracking all KPIs and you know what money's going in, what money's coming out, how much profit you're inevitably making from where you're making it. And then how do you protect all of that? And foundationally, the model is going after wholesaling, wholetailing, retailing, and inevitably holding rentals that make sense for you to build generational wealth in your family. There you have it. There's your real estate blueprint, the simplest model that I can possibly give you that will generationally make you so much money and so much wealth that you will have all the profits and all the time that you want. And from there, you can then worry about anything else that you want to go learn in real estate because you have a foundational piece that will take you to multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, or 8 figures, wherever you want to take it. That business model I just gave you will give you all of that because now you have the right power from the mindset that we gave you before, the right perspective and production tool of how to manage that, and inevitably leading into the profits that you're after in real estate. In the further episodes, I'm going to dive deep into each one of these areas so that I can explain to you how to do that subsection of this overall blueprint. But I wanted to lay it out for you today. If you have any questions, comments, anything, comment below, like and smash the subscribe button or wherever you're seeing this. Share this out anywhere on all of your social channels. Let us know how we're doing. Let me know anything else that I can help you with. And stay tuned for next week's episode where I go deeper into the next topic. Have a great and amazing day.